a secret society is usually a group of persons divided from their contemporaries by certain obligations, private assembly, and addiction to a particular special code of conduct. Such societies began, of course, in the primitive world. Gradually, the secret societies became the virtual custodian of authority, causing the modern sociologists to advance the concept that they were highly autocratic groups. It may be pointed out that all life and at all time has been a serious blending of autocratic leadership and a democratic state. Any individual who assumes leadership, even with the consent of the government, gain certain autocratic powers and prerogatives. It was the work of the old secret societies to enrich the cultural, moral, and spiritual life of the leader, that he might be inclined, or indeed he might not be inclined, to pervert his authority or to use his powers to exploit or enslave his people. Thus, the secret society educated the leader not merely in the arts and sciences, as we generally consider them, but in the moral values, in the ethical overtone essential to proper government or any executive or responsible position. In the classical world, the secret society took a new form. It became more exclusively the custodian of learning. And we may say that through the classical world, particularly in ancient Egypt, Greece, and the Roman Empire, most secret societies were not basically political in their implications. It is true that no individual can refrain from some involvement in politics, especially if he or she is an informed and conscientious person. It cannot be said that Plato was a politician, nor can it be said that the Platonic dialogues were completely non-political. Through the philosopher, politics represents enlightened leadership, and he contributes in every way that he can for this end. And in periods of despotisms and tyranny, his weight is naturally against vested authorities, which has perverted his privileges. For this reason, many prominent leaders in the religious, philosophical, and cultural life of mankind have been prosecuted, even martyred, because they have interfered with entrenched political beliefs. While we live in this world, and to a measure of this world, nearly every person has a more or less secret world of his or our own. This secret world may be no more than a series of convictions differing from or in advance of popular convictions. The individual who is thoughtful envisions a better world than the one in which he lives. He sees the possibility of man gaining a richer life, developing greater internal securities, and looking around him, he discovers that it is difficult for him to impress his broad conviction upon society. Society is highly dominated by conditioned reflexes, and the individual attempting to live above or beyond his plan or class tries his greatest conviction. He meets with mostly opposition. He finds, therefore, that it is inconvenient and injudicious merely to approach strangers with his thought. His natural instinct is to seek out others of his own kind, binding himself with them, and finding in their association the opportunity for greater expression. Thus, clubs, churches, lodges arise today around certain principles which require organized minorities to advance these principles through common effort.